Welcome today to today's episode of Starting Over After Retirement. Dating at 56 and retired. I promise you, somebody peed in the dating pool. So let me begin with a question. Who did it? Who peed in the dating pool? Point them out to me. I will go to them and I will have a come to Jesus conversation. I am telling you, because according to many women, over 50, somebody did, right? Some women say the dating pool has dried up. Others say there are still a few men in it, but the water is cloudy. The chlorine is questionable, and nobody knows when the filter was last changed. And apparently, some of the men are swimming in more than one pool at the same time, mind you, without telling anybody. See, transparency and full disclosure is important, and honesty. So, yes, we need to talk. Welcome back to SOAR, Starting Over After Retirement, the space where we have honest conversations about creating a meaningful life after retirement and navigating the changes that come with beginning again. I'm Dr. Lisa T. Lewis. I'm 56. I'm retired. I'm single. And I have been single basically for more than 20 years. That means I'm not newly single. I'm not just learning how to live alone. I am not waiting for a man before I travel, enjoy my life, pursue purpose, or create meaningful experience. I have been living, okay, fully. I have raised my children. I completed a successful 36-year professional career. I have traveled alone, including internationally. I have built friendships. I have served my community and continue to do so. I have written books and continuing to write even more books. I have created work that matters to me and impacts the community in which I live. I have experienced joy, disappointment, healing, growth, adventure, and more than a few. Okay, plot twist. I have built a life. So when I think about dating at 56, the question is not, can I live without a man? I already know that answer. I've been doing it. The question is, would sharing my life with this particular man make an already full life even better? And I think so. That's a very different question, though. And I know I'm not the only woman asking it. So before we get too far into this conversation, tell me in the comments, are you over 50? And are you dating? Are you taking a break? Have you left the pool completely? Or are you standing on the edge, looking at the water, peering over, and wondering whether it has been properly sanitized? Okay, either way, I understand, but I want to read your comments. Do tell, do tell. I want to know where the women are, where the women and the men are over 50, for real, for real. Dating at this age is different. Okay, let's be real. Let's be honest. Real talk. It's different. That's what I promise you is honest conversation. Dating at 56 is not the same as dating in our 20s or 30s, even, or 40s for that fact. Back then, many people were looking for someone with whom they could build a life with. They were thinking about marriage and children and careers, buying a home, creating a future together. At 56, I have already built a life. You've already built a life, right? I've been married, I've been divorced, I've raised children, long and successful career, carried responsibilities, made difficult decisions, and learned how to begin again and again and again, and learned how to enjoy my own company. And I've created a level of peace. Oh my God, peace is paramount that I am not willing to sacrifice at this stage of my journey to simply say, I have somebody, right? That changes the conversation for me. I am not looking for someone to give me an identity. I already know who I am, right? I am not looking for someone to rescue me. I'm not in distress, okay? I'm not standing on the side of the road or on the side of the pool with a sign saying will work for food and a man or anything like that, right? I am not looking for someone to complete me. I am already whole and healthy, right? Emotionally, spiritually, physically. And I'm certainly not looking for another full time job disguised as a relationship. What I would welcome, though, is companionship, connection, conversation, laughter, affection, emotional safety, commitment, spiritual compatibility, shared experiences, mutual care, a relationship in which two adults choose to walk alongside one another without expecting either person to disappear in the process, right? Remain whole, remain independent, but interdependent, right? That's grown folk talk right there. What I am and am not willing to carry, let me make something else clear. And I think that's for us in this age range, in this over 50 age bracket, that I'm not interested in financially caring for a grown man. I am not looking for a dependent. I am not looking for someone whose retirement plan is to date a retired woman. If you know, you know. I worked for 36 years. I was responsible with my life. I prepared for this season. And I'm not going to spend my retirement financing someone else's willingness, right? To prepare for his. That doesn't mean he has to be wealthy. Let me be clear. That also comes with maturity and being over 50. It's not about getting flued out and all that over dramatization. It's not about that. This is not about demanding that someone have a particular title, income, house, car, or portfolio per se, right? It is about responsibility. It is about whether he can manage his own life and has been, okay, has been managing his own life. It's about whether he has created stability for himself or whether he is searching for a woman to provide it. Ding, ding, ding. There is a difference between supporting someone you love through a difficult season and becoming financially responsible for a grown adult man who has made dependency his lifestyle. I can encourage a man. I can pray for a man. I can celebrate a man. I can stand beside a man, but I am not, and I repeat, I am not interested in financing, managing, rehabilitating, or raising one. Not at 56. That position, my position, I don't see it as cruel, but it's clear. And Brene Brown says, to be clear is to be kind. To be clear is to be kind. And clarity matters when you have worked hard to build a life you can sustain. Why so many women at 50 and above have started dating? I hear more and more women over 50 say, I don't date anymore. Not because they're bitter, not because they hate men, contrary to popular belief, not because they are incapable of love. A number of them have done the work, are doing the work, believe in therapy, have been consistently in therapy, all of the things. Many of them are simply tired. They are tired of inconsistent communication, tired of trying to determine whether someone is actually single. It's a shame that now we have a label. It's not just, are you single? It's like you have to ask the question, are you single, right? Like the young people have taught me, the millennials say that, they ask the question, and I believe we should incorporate this in our vocabulary. They ask the question is, if we're out on a date, if we happen to be in a public space, the movie theater, a restaurant, anywhere, right, enjoying our date, is there going to be anybody potentially that we could encounter that thinks they are in a relationship with you? Because the common thing is people say, oh, no, I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not in a relationship with anybody. But is there anybody who would declare that they are in a relationship with you? Ah, now sit with that for a minute, right? Tired of men who want the benefits of a relationship without the responsibility of one. Tired of being asked, what do you bring to the table, by someone who has not brought a table, a chair, or even a folding tray, right? The women are tired. We are tired over 50 of being told that our standards are too high simply because we want honesty, emotional maturity, consistency, responsibility, and wait for it, respect. Those are not luxury upgrades. Those are basic operating requirements, right? When a woman has spent years building a peaceful life, the question is no longer simply, ooh, do I like him? Does he give me butterflies? Oh my God, my stomach does somersaults. No, ma'am, no, sir. The question becomes, does his presence add to my life, or does it disturb the life I have worked so hard to create? Does he bring clarity or confusion? Does he bring consistency or chaos? Does he bring companionship and commitment, or another set of responsibilities? Does he respect the life I have built, or does he expect me to reorganize everything around him? I'm going to go into that a little bit later. Those questions are not selfish, they are wise. I know how to live a full life as a single woman, and most of us do at 50 and above. Being single for more than 20 years has taught me that single does not mean unfinished. Single does not mean waiting. Single does not mean lonely. And single definitely doesn't mean that life hasn't begun and that I've put anything on hold. I have been sitting at home for more than 20 years waiting for a man to give me permission to live. No. I've lived, I've traveled, I've gone to other countries, I've had new experiences, I've entered rooms alone, I made decisions alone, I have enjoyed meals alone, I have faced challenges alone, I have laughed, grown, healed, all the things. My passport has never required a plus one. My purpose has never required a plus one. My joy has never required a plus one. Would it sometimes be lovely to share all of these beautiful experiences with someone special? Of course, 100%. That's why I'm having this conversation. But there's a difference between wanting companionship and postponing your life until it arrives. I have not postponed mine. So, if a relationship becomes part of my next chapter, it will be entering a story that is already in progress. He will not be arriving to start my life, he will be arriving to share it. And I'm willing to share his as well. Peace, I have to say this, and I'm confident, in the circles that I have been in with women, quite honestly, and men over 50, that peace has changed the price of admission, right? To ride this ride, the peace has changed the price of admission. Once a woman knows how to enjoy her own company, being alone is no longer a threat. right? So saying you're gonna be by yourself and all that, you didn't threaten her. Actually, you released her, you encouraged her. A quiet house can feel like peace. An open calendar can feel like freedom. Eating alone can feel like a choice. Traveling alone can feel like an adventure. As Tracy Ellis Ross, right? And when your life already feels full, a relationship has to offer more than temporary relief from being single. This is what some people misunderstand about women in midlife. We are not necessarily rejecting relationships. We are rejecting relationships that require us to abandon ourselves. That, my friend, is very different. I'm not afraid of companionship. I'm not, you know, b- I'm not afraid of companionship, but I am definitely 100% cautious about confusion. I am not close to love. But I am close to chaos, right? I am not refusing to make room for another person, but I am unwilling to remove myself from my own life to accommodate him. Peace has changed the price of admission, and everybody can't afford access. The price is not money, it's honesty, consistency, emotional maturity, and health, responsibility, reciprocity, okay, respect, and the ability to care for the peace you did not help me to build. And then what I'm finding, okay, this is sore, starting over after retirement. What I'm finding is that retirement adds another layer. Dating while retired introduces an entirely different set of questions. Okay, so even when I ask, what I'm doing, I have found the moment that I say I am retired, something happens. I don't know what it is. I don't know if an alarm bell goes off. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't figured it out yet, but something happens. I see it in the eyes. Something happens to the body language. Something changes in the individual, and I haven't figured that out yet. So if you know what that thing is, please put that in the comments, because a lot of us are asking the question. So I have stopped saying that I'm retired. I say that I work for myself, or I work from home, because I do have a business that I am investing my time and energy in. But, my time is my own 100%. So, what does retirement look like for you? Are you traveling? And then I get asked the question, are you traveling? Are you working? Are you caring for aging parents? Are you deeply involved with your children and grandchildren? Do you want to stay here? Are you willing to relocate? How do you manage money? How do you spend your days? Do you have purpose beyond your formal career? And perhaps most importantly, have you created a life? Or are you looking for a woman to create one for you? Because retirement reveals things. It does. Anybody who tells you that retirement doesn't reveal things, one, hasn't been retired, two, is not honest with themselves, and three, they're lying. Okay? You heard it from me. When the job title goes, who are you? When the daily schedule disappears, how do you spend your time? Retirement is not an extended waiting room. I have work that matters to me. I have places I've already been. I have experiences I want to enjoy. But I have even come across individuals who say, yeah, okay, so I did have somebody say that they couldn't date anybody retired because they're still working. And then they're wondering what the retired person, what I will be doing all day long. Who am I seeing? And there is less control, as if you had control anyway, right? But their mind will be wondering about, well, what is she doing? Where is she going? Because I do enjoy traveling and I do travel. And so it brought about a lot of questions and concerns I had no way of knowing or anticipating, yeah, or projecting for. And my I'm so befuddled because my entire career has been about forecasting and projecting and doing scenarios and all that kind of thing. That never entered my mind. And yet here I am asking you this question, asking us this question. So maybe the pool isn't empty. Now, I also want to be fair, okay? Whenever we talk about dating after 50, the conversation can quickly become a list of everything that is wrong with men. This is not that. And because I don't believe that men are the problem. There are good men. There are emotionally mature men. There are responsible men. There are faithful men. There are men who want companionship, commitment, honesty, and peace too, just like we do. Some of them may be standing on the other side of the same dating pool and asking, where are the good women? Some men are carrying heartbreak. They've been betrayed, lost spouses, experienced divorce, been single for a long time. Some are trying to learn how to date in a world that has changed dramatically since the last time they were in a relationship. We are all bringing a story to the water. The challenge is, my friend, is that good people do not always know how to find one another. And sometimes, even when we do find one another, we have become so accustomed to our own lives that we are not quite sure how or whether we want to make room for someone else. This is the tension. How do we remain open without becoming naive? How do we protect our peace without turning peace into isolation, right? How do we recognize a red flag without treating every human imperfection as a reason to run? Because let's be clear, if we're over 50, we are, if we're not consciously and intentionally working on ourselves and still growing and learning and wanting to be the healthiest individuals that we can be in every capacity and facet as possible, we are fully baked, my friend. If a person over 50 is not doing those things, pursuing the growth and so on and so forth, they ain't doing it. They are baked, honey. They are baked. Right? So, how do we give love an opportunity without giving someone unlimited opportunities to mishandle us? I don't have a perfect answer, but I believe we can both be open and discerning. We can move slowly. We can pay attention to patterns instead of promises, right? We've been alive long enough on this planet that we know the difference between when somebody is just giving us lip service or this is real talk, right? This is intention. This is embodied. This is how they exist. We can ask meaningful questions. We can allow consistency to reveal character because money cannot buy character, right? And we can stop talking ourselves out of what we clearly see because we are excited about what we hope something might become. At this stage of life, potential is not enough. No, I am not dating someone who could become. I am paying attention to who he is now, right? Sometimes being single at 56 can make it seem as though everyone else found the secret and you somehow missed it, but you didn't. You didn't. Your life is not unfinished. We're not unfinished. A relationship may become part of our next chapter. We are open to that. But it will not be the event that finally allows our lives to begin again because we are already living. We are already showing up. We are already enjoying the journey. So, am I still open to dating at 56? Yes, 100%, but not desperate. I'm not desperate. I am curious. I am willing to meet people. I am willing to have conversations. I am willing to be pleasantly surprised. But I am also willing to walk away when something does not feel honest, healthy, reciprocal, responsible, or alive. I am not searching for perfection, contrary to popular belief. I am paying attention to peace, though. I'm not searching for someone to fill an empty life. I am discerning whether someone has the capacity to share a full one. And if the dating pool really does have a little pee in it, perhaps we don't have to drain the whole pool. Maybe we just need better filters. We need stronger boundaries. We need to stop ignoring what is floating right in front of us. Maybe we need to be honest about what we want. And maybe we need to remember that sitting beside the pool is not a punishment. We can dangle our feet in there because, sometimes the view is beautiful from there. A break is not bitterness. Discernment is not fear. Standards are not punishment. Financial boundaries are not selfish. And being single is not failure. I want to hear from you. If you are over 50, what has dating been like for you? Have you stopped dating completely? Are you still open to meeting someone? What would a healthy relationship need to look like, feel like, and live like in this season of your life? And men, I especially want to hear from you too. I have asked repeatedly to speak to men over 50 to see, what the pool has looked like from your side. So if you are a single man over 50, um in this dating world, right? I want to hear from you. I want to have honest conversation without blaming, bashing, or pretending. What do you believe women misunderstand about single men over 50? Because maybe the dating pool is not completely dried up. Maybe some of us, simply need to stop swimming in water that was never clean enough for us in the first place, right? Sit with that for a minute. But I want to hear from you. Message me, put it in the comments, because I want to hear from you. I want to get your perspective because I'm curious. And I know that there is a community of women over 50 who are like me, who are still interested in dating and meeting their person, right? And commitment and all that good stuff. But we want to hear from you. What is your point of view and perspective? And what's happening for you? So, I like to close my episodes when it's just me with a blessing. So, may you never mistake being chosen for being valued. May you trust yourself enough to recognize what brings peace and what quietly takes it away. May you remain open without abandoning your wisdom. May you hold your standards without hardening your heart. May you never feel required to finance, fix, carry, or diminish yourself to keep someone beside you. And may any love that enters your life have the capacity to honor the life you have already built. May it feel safe. May it feel mutual. May it feel responsible. May it feel honest. And may it allow you to become even more of who you already are. Until next time, keep soaring. Your next chapter is still yours to create. Please like, subscribe, answer those questions in the comments, and share this with someone that you know and love and care for who is over 50 and been sharing with you what it's been like in this dating community, and think that the pool has a little bit of pee in it, okay? So I'm looking forward to reading your comments and answering your questions, and I'm looking forward to hearing from men over 50. Talk to you soon.